Hey guys, welcome to another video of Cloud Deep Dive. In today's video, we will talk about accelerated site-to-site VPN connections. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe and press on the bell icon to get the latest updates from our channel. So, before we jump into accelerated site-to-site VPN, let's first understand what is a site-to-site VPN connection. Site-to-site VPN connection is used to make a connection between AWS cloud and your on-prem network. For that, you create a customer gateway and you create a virtual private gateway on AWS site. And customer gateway is nothing, just a representation of your router on the on-prem site, where you provide the IP address, public IP address of your on-prem router. Once you create the connection at AWS end, AWS will create two endpoints and create two tunnels ending on each of the endpoints. And these two endpoints are created to provide a high availability from the AWS side. But at the customer side, because there is only one router present, so it is the single point of failure which does not provide the high availability. To do that, normally what we do, we add another router and at the customer end, which is another customer gateway, and we create a connection with our virtual private gateway, which create two additional tunnels and two additional endpoints. So when we create the VPN connections, normally we download a configuration file which looks like something like this, which has information about VPN connection ID, virtual private gateway ID, virtual customer gateway ID, and pre-shared keys, and information about outside and inside public IP addresses. And this information is provided for both the tunnels, so IPsec tunnel 1 and IPsec tunnel 2. So these IP addresses and pre-shared key is provided for both the tunnels. Now let's see how these IP addresses are mapped to this diagram. So you see that we have virtual private gateway and you have customer gateway. If we talk about the IP address, outside IP address, you get the customer gateway IP address, which is the public IP address of your customer router, which is the same which you provide while creating the customer gateway. Virtual private gateway IP address is the IP address created by AWS or provided by AWS once you create this VPN connection. So for each endpoint, you get one public IP address, which is called the outside IP address of these endpoints. Next, you get a pair of private IP address for each tunnel. One IP address represent the one end of the tunnel and the another represent the another end of the tunnel. So that means one at the AWS end and one at the customer end. So hope you understand how this outside and inside IP addresses are mapped to this diagram. Next, I just want to point out two more things here, that instead of using virtual private gateway, you can use transit gateway as well for your VPN connection. So when you create a VPN connection, you get choice of using virtual private gateway or transit gateway. Another thing is these tunnels are established and data will follow through these tunnels. But one thing to keep in mind that it's using the public network, so all the data is following through the public network. It will be hopping through the multiple ISPs, which can add latency to it. To solve that problem, AWS has launched a accelerated site-to-site VPN connection. So like in this diagram, you see that you have a transit gateway and you have your on-prem data center, and transit gateway basically representing or connecting to your AWS network. You can create a site-to-site VPN connection normal, where accelerated site-to-site VPN connection is not enabled, and your data is going through all these network ISPs, local ISP or your internet providers, and reaching to your corporate data center. Similarly, from corporate data center to your AWS. But because it's hopping through so many different ISPs, it will add some latency to it. So to solve that problem, you can use accelerated site-to-site VPN connection. For that, once you enable it, what AWS will do, internally it create global accelerator. And with the global accelerator, you know that it provides you edge location. From that edge location till AWS, all the path is used by AWS, or you will be the data will be following through the AWS global backbone network, which AWS maintain. Is not your public internet. But from the edge location till your on-prem data center, it will be your local ISP or your public internet. But these edge locations are so near to your on-prem data centers that the path followed by the traffic through the local ISP or the internet will be very minimal as compared to your normal site-to-site VPN connection. And as AWS providing you that edge location, or that they're letting you to use their global network, uh, they will charge you premium for that. Once they will charge extra money for your for providing the global accelerator, plus any data charges related to that. One thing to keep in mind, that to use AWS Accelerated Site-to-Site VPN, you have to use Transit Gateway. This option is not available in Virtual Private Gateway. So next, let's go into the console and I will show you from where you can enable it. Okay guys, I have logged in into my AWS console and we'll go to VPN section under VPC. It's under Virtual Private Network, and we'll click on Site-to-Site VPN Connections. We'll click on Create VPN Connection. We'll give a name. Then you can choose Transit Gateway or Virtual Private Gateway. Because we want to create a accelerated VPN connection, so we'll choose Transit Gateway. And you can see the moment I choose the Transit Gateway, I got an option of Enable Acceleration, so which gives the improved performance of VPN tunnel via AWS Global Accelerator and AWS Global Network. So like I mentioned, internally it will create Global Accelerator, and because Global Accelerator use the global network, AWS Global Network, to route your data from edge location to AWS. So once you fill up all other information is the same way what you do for a normal site-to-site VPN connection. Only thing, you just need to click on enable escalation, and that's the only thing you have to do with that. Apart from that, all other information will remain same what you do in your normal site-to-site VPN connection. So yeah, that's it for this demo guys, and for this VPN connection. Please let me know if you have any question about site-to-site VPN connection or accelerated VPN connection. I'll be happy to answer those questions. Thank you so much guys.